Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? This is Rizwana Mukhtar, lecturer, Department of Physics, Milestone College. I hope you all are well and having a quality time with your parents. As in this pandemic situation, we are not able to conduct our regular class, so I am here to take an online class. Today I am going to discuss about Archimedes law, secondly buoyancy, and at last I will derive a formula which is F equals to AH rho g. Now before starting our discussion of Archimedes law, suppose you are carrying a heavy object from one place to another. If you put that object in liquid, then you can feel that the mass of the weight of the object or the object become lighter. Why that happened? That's why, because when we put the object in any liquid substance, that means in water or gaseous medium, that object will displace some liquid. That's why the weight of the object become lighter. And this reason is explained by the Greek scientist Archimedes, which is known as Archimedes law. So what is Archimedes law? Archimedes say that if a body is partly or fully immersed in liquid, it seems to have lost its weight. The lost weight is equal to the weight of the displaced liquid or gas. Suppose there is a container which is filled with liquid. There's a container which is filled with liquid substance. Now if we immerse a body fully on that container, then some liquid will spill out from this. And if we preserve that liquid on another container, then when we measure the weight of that spill out liquid and the apparent loss of that object, that will be equal, which is the weight, lost weight equal to the weight of the displaced liquid. Our second topic is buoyancy. If you put your hand into the bucket full of water, then you can experience that when you put your hand under the bucket, you can feel that there's a force acting on the palm of your hand. Actually, this upward force is known as buoyancy. So what is buoyancy? Buoyancy means if a body fully or partially immersed in a liquid, then the body will experience an upward resultant force, which is known as buoyancy.
Say you have a beaker filled with water and you put your index finger inside it. You'll observe that the water level rises slightly. You put in 2 fingers, the water level rises a bit more. And now when you put in your hand up to the wrist level, you'll see that the water level increases significantly. The ancient Greek mathematician Archimedes observed something similar when he got into a bathtub. When he got in, he realized that the level of water went up. In both the cases, you notice that the water is displaced by the object that goes in. Keep this thought in mind. We'll come back to it soon. In our previous videos, we've seen that when an object is placed in or on the fluid exerts a buoyant force on it which acts upwards. The Archimedes principle goes just one step further in saying that the buoyant force applied by the fluid is equal to the weight of the displaced fluid. We can take a simple example to understand this. Take a 5 kg solid object and suspend it by a spring balance. The balance will read 5 kilograms. Let this be the first case. For the second case, take a beaker of water which has a small opening at the top. The water in the beaker is filled right up to this point where the opening is. And we keep a small container under the opening. Now slowly lower the solid object into the water and you'll see that the reading will be lower number as compared to the previous case. Why is that? It's because of the buoyant force acting on the object. You'd have also noticed that some water was displaced. Now in this context, we can say that the weight of this displaced water is equal to the magnitude of the buoyant force acting on the object. That's the Archimedes principle. When an object is immersed fully or partially in a fluid, the upward force applied by the fluid on the object is the same as the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. Where is this principle applied? Can you think of examples? How do you think large steel ships float? It's simple. If the weight of water displaced by the vessel below the keel is equivalent to the vessel's weight, then everything above the keel will remain afloat. That's because the water too applies an upward buoyant force on the ship, which is same as the weight of the water displaced by it.
Now, the derivation of F equals to H rho g. Suppose there's a vessel which is filled with liquid. Now we are putting an object or cylindric shape object on that vessel. The cross-sectional area of that object is A and height is H. Now this cylinder shaped object will feel force from everywhere of that liquid. So the downward force, suppose it is the surface PQ and it's the surface RS. So the downward force will feel by the surface PQ and there's upward force will feel, and the force which is filled by the curved surface of this cylinder shaped object will be minimized because there they will feel the same and opposite force. Now the depth of the upper surface is H1 and the depth of the lower surface or RS is H2. So the force downward force on surface PQ F1 equals to A H1 rho G, because we know that P equals to F by A. That means F equals to PA. And for the liquid substance, we also know that the pressure for liquid substance or pressure in a liquid substance is H rho G. So instead of H, we are using H1 because we are calculating the pressure of surface PQ. Now the upward pressure. Upward force on the surface of RS, on surface RS, which is F2 equals to A H2 rho G, because the depth of the lower surface is H2. Now the resultant force. resultant force F equals to F2 minus F1, that is A H2 rho g minus A H1 rho g. Here we can write down the equation that H2 minus H1 into rho g. And here you can see that H2 minus H1 means H, the height of the cylinder. So instead of H2 minus H1 we can now we get the equation F equals to A H rho g, and AH, that means area and height. Area and height means the volume. And from the definition of density we know that rho equals to m by v, that means m equals to rho v. So instead of rho v we can write that mg. So from that equation and we can say that the resultant force which act on an object is equal to the lost weight of liquid that is displaced by that object, which is known as Archimedes' law. Now our first comprehensive question is, buoyancy depends on which quantities? We know that the resultant force act on a body F equals to A H rho g. The resultant force which act on a body when the body is immersed in a liquid is known as buoyancy. So we can say that buoyancy actually depends on area and height or volume and density of a object, because we know that here's V means volume, rho means density of the liquid in which liquid the object is immersing, and G means the acceleration due to gravity, and you know that the acceleration due to gravity is always constant. So buoyancy mainly depends on two things, that is volume and density. Now the second question is, explain the reason of flotation and immersion. Whenever an object is put on a liquid substance, there's two forces act at the same time on that object. Suppose an object is putting on the liquid substance, then there's two forces act at the same time on this object. First is the weight of that object, which will be the downward force, that is W1, and secondly the upward force or upward resultant force or buoyancy, which is denoted by W2. So the reason of flotation or immersion is, if W1 is greater than W2, that means if the weight of the object is greater than the buoyancy, then in that case the object will sink into the liquid. In that case the object will sink. Now, but if W1 equals to W2, that means if the weight of the object and the buoyancy will be equal, then the object will being fully immersed. And the third condition is, if W1 less than W2, That means if the weight of the object is smaller than the upward resultant force, in that case the object will being partly immersed in liquid. Now our third question is why it is easy to move an object through the water than air. From the Archimedes law we know that whenever an object immersed in liquid substance it lost its weight. So it lost its weight, that means it will be lighter. So it will easy for us to carry an object in water than to air. That's why we can say that it is easy to move an object in water than air, because the object will lose its weight whenever it puts on the water. Now we are going to calculate two maths. Firstly, you can see that there is an information or stem that a body of mass 1 kg having area and height are 10 cm square and 2 cm respectively. If the body is sink into water, then its weight becomes 7.84 Newton. Our first question is find the buoyancy. Here is the given information. To identify the buoyancy, that is area is 10 cm square and height 2 cm, and the object is sink into water. So we know that the density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. So now starts to solve the math. Here the given information are area, that means A equals to 10 centimeter square. So now we have to convert this centimeter square into meter square. That means we have to divide it by 100 square. Now we get the answer is 1 into 10 inverse 3 meter square. Our second information is height. Height h equals to 2 centimeter, that means 2 divided by 100, that is 0.02 meter. And as it is sink into water, that means density rho equals to 1000 kg per meter cube. Now we have to identify the buoyancy. Buoyancy F equals to what? Now we know that the formula of buoyancy is F equals to A H rho G. Now we know here's the value of A is 1 into 10 inverse 3, value of H 0.02, value of rho 1000, and you know that the value of G is 9.8 meter per second square. By calculating it, you will get the answer is 0.196, and the unit of buoyancy that is Newton, because it's a upward or resultant force, and we know that the unit of force is Newton. That's why the unit of buoyancy will also Newton. Our second question is find the lost weight of the body. So to identify the lost weight, we have to know the weight of the body in air and the weight of the body in liquid substance. Then we can get the lost weight. So here the given information is the weight of the body in water is 7.89 Newton. So here we can write that weight of the body water W1 equals to 7.84 Newton. And here you can see that they gave the mass of the object is 1 kg. Mass of the body M equals to 1 kg. Now we have to calculate the lost weight of that object. W equals to what? But before calculating the lost weight, we have to calculate the weight of the object on air. And you know that here's the mass of the object is given, and to identify the weight we know the formula W equals to mg. So we can say that the weight of the object in air W2 equals to mg, that means 1 into 9.8, that is 9.8 Newton. So now we can easily identify the lost weight. W equals to W2 minus W1, that is 9.8 minus 7.84, and the answer will be 1.96 Newton.